Well, we made it to Matsuura here in Japan, and I cannot even express how excited I am, but I am darn sure gonna try, and let me tell you why. I get to talk with Katsu today here in Japan. Matsuura, we even see somebody on that screen we might recognize at the same time. Now we're talking about 1935 start. We're talking about a 1991 pallet change 5-axis leader. When we think about the beginning of how it was all done, we talk about the conversations of being able to run autonomously through the night, 7 days a week, oftentimes reducing third shifts and second shifts reliably enough that when we knew we were coming back to work, we had no stress and no worry. And how did a lot of this come to pass? I say we head outside and talk to Katsu right now, and beyond that, you are gonna get to see one incredible machine with 72 pallets feeding several machines. So without any further ado, please join me. We gotta go say hi to Katsu, and I wanna show you what's going on in this facility. Good to see you, Katsu.
see you.
Thank you
Right.
so much, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Katsu,
Yeah.
Katsu, let me
Right.
just say with the world watching on camera right now,
Oh my
a
God.
big thank you for allowing us to come in to the headquarters here in Japan and speak with you.
Right.
How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Thank you, Tony.
It's good to see
Right.
you. It's good to see your smile. Can we briefly talk about a little bit of the history of the company? Now, I know 1935,
Yep.
speaking with you, there was a house and a garage,
Yep.
and this is how the shop started. You have been born into this whole situation, but
Yep.
can we talk about Matsuura and the growth that your father started?
All right. As you said, my grandfather was found this company in 1935, and then as you told, so it was small house at that small garage where he started out. So at that time he was actually first machinist to work for the machine shop. So then the company went bankrupt. Then the customer was it's having problems. So and then they asked our grandfather, can you start own your business? We're gonna give you the jobs for you. So that's how he started out. Then, but he couldn't be satisfied with just doing machines. So he wanted to make machines. So that's why he started this machine manufacturer at the time. So
I know there's a lot of history here, and
Right.
there's a lot of in-between steps
Right.
to where I'm about to take the audience to now, but I want to go back to 1991.
right.
You are known, these beautiful blue machines we see behind us right now, you are
Right.
known worldwide
Right.
as a leader in 5-axis pallet change high precision machines.
Right.
Right?
Mm.
I mean, incredible. Now, you and I have spoken, but I like the story and I'd love to share it with the audience that's watching
right.
about in 1991, the concept was kind of ahead of itself. Just the idea. And don't worry, audience, we are going to talk about everything that's happening
Right.
behind us, but I want to build a foundation real quick about just being so ahead of your time in 91. The original developments, we weren't even really into the 5-axis machining at that time, were we?
Right, that's right. So at the time, first of all, we had such a model, when my grandfather had, do what others don't. So we want to be unique, we want to be advanced, and so on. So that was sort of our gene. So as you said, in 1991, so we kind of popped up idea by my father at the time. He was very charismatic. He was very creative and idea man. So probably in the future, 3 days in a break weekend is going to be necessary for people's living. So we're gonna have machines having 72 hours kind of unmanned operation, lights out solution. So we figured it out. Maybe we need this number of pallets, 40 pallets, and then 240 tools to do that. So then he called name MAM 72 hours for 3 days, Friday nights to morning time to Monday, 3 days off. That was concept machine in 1991. So 5-axis machine system with 240 pallets, 240 tools. So, but it was too early as a day. So we, at that time, the 5-axis cam or 5-phase cam was not available. So it was very difficult for us to sell or promote that machine. But we are so ahead at the time. It was just a unique idea from my predecessors doing things. So.
Yeah, agreed. 1991. I mean, we're talking over 30 years at this point. It's incredible. Now,
Right.
here is the segue that I'm excited to bring to you. I have to stand up for this a little bit.
Right.
Katsu, you don't have to, but look at what is behind me. Are you kidding me? These machines, what is being fed? We're looking at 72 pallets. 72 massive pallets, and this is kind of the birth idea of where the MAM 72 came from, right? So
That's right.
as we continue to develop,
Right.
this is the birthplace. Can you talk about the mindset of how that worked?
Well, at the time, this is going to be third sort of self systems, we did. So and the first one was we didn't have universal head or triangle type fourth fifth axis machine. So what we had to do was two horizontal, two vertical machine to do 5-phase machining. So and then this concept of unmanned operation for 72 hours. So we had at the time 64 pallets like this, to 4 machines together to do this in high mix, low volume type operation. So that was in a sense it was coming from our necessity to build our type of machine. We don't have big number of machines to be built, but we do need this much, that much, etc. We gotta be flexible. So that's how we came up of idea of this MAM systems. It was originally, as I said, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal, mixed together in a 5-phase machining center. So then it's second generation, we did 630, the 5-axis, etc. over there. So then now it's third generation with in the robotizing system with developing washing machine and then IoT on it. That's how we did here. So
Yeah, I think the industry has really started to learn about the advantages of pallet change system,
Right.
thanks to the dedication of companies Matsuura, right?
Right.
But I think about this and I bring this up because high mix, low volume, this was not a concept that was understood previously. This is an education that needed to be placed because if anyone says the word automation,
Right.
we think I need 100 parts, 1,000 parts, 10,000 parts, 1,000,000 parts. And you guys kind of revolutionized the concept and idea that I can have 1 or 2 or 3 and I can still run through the night and offer full automation solutions.
Right, that's true. As I said, because of our necessity. Also, it was a requirement from our main customer base job shops. Job shop, they don't do just one part or 2 kinds of parts. They do have variety of parts to be cut. So the machine has to be, in a sense, very versatile to cope with this high in mix and low volume and in a variety of materials, aluminum, steel cutting or exotic titanium, etc. And then also, I must say, because of the this high mix, low volume, so palletizing system has to be flexible enough to cope with, and then scheduling, etc. That's how we started. And then also, one more thing, job shop requirement, they cannot just finishing. They have to do roughing, rough cutting, really, bottom, heavy cutting, and also semi-finishing and finishing high power, high speed cutting. So one machine can do everything. That's what the job shop requires. So these are kind of sort of elements, why we had this kind of systems in here. So
there is a regular and empowering conversation that's happening right now where if we have the ability to take multiple operations and reduce the overall machine capacity and do things in one, as you're saying,
Right.
have a trustworthy system that when I come in on Monday from the weekend,
Right.
it's going to be precise enough that I don't have to do any secondary operations as well. How much real estate space am I saving? How much time am I saving? How much user operator wasted time am I saving? It all goes into this combination of saying, this is how we can make profitability. This is how we compete on a global scale. And this is how we can rely on companies like Matsuura.
Right, that's right. So, and then besides that, I would say, from the experience through our operation in the manufacturing area here, and as I said, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal, and then palletizing system. In a pallet repeatability is very key. It's a big, and then 5-axis is much more, in a sense, easier to do one checking. Okay, to do kind of 5-phase cutting in one checking, but in horizontal machining center, vertical machining, you have to change the pallet. Then it's very operation to operation. It was different, from the machine to machine. So we learned a lot from our manufacturing experience inside. So that's how we feedback into our machine to be how to say flexible enough and stable enough to cope with this unmanned operation. So
yeah, agreed. And having the pleasure and privilege to walk through this factory today, learn from you, to see a specialized room for your own made spindles, to see every single one of your pallets being ground on its own individually instead of in a whole line of them, a whole line of pallets, right? And to see the hand scraping that's done, not just on the heavy parts with lots of deflection, but the smaller pieces as well, to me shows myself and the audience the dedication that Matsuura gives to making sure that the machines are exactly what they want, not just for today or tomorrow, but for decades to come.
Right, because machine never lies. Okay, so we have to put the care in. Okay, that will give us a benefit afterwards, the longevity of machine, etc. Then what I meant is machine never lies. It means let's say there is, if we had the machine stress, let's say, that would give us sort of later sort of side effect, because of the stress machine, we can do electrically make it straight, but because of the stress, it's going to be more sort of awareness over there. So eventually it will be out of line, its alignment and so forth. So machine should be stress-free as possible and as much as possible. That's it should be so for the sake of longevity. So that's sort of care we put in. So not only straight on the face of the scraping, but also very detailed, very different angle and so forth, where spindle sit, where ball screw sit, etc. So it's a small bit, but it makes a big difference afterwards. So.
Katsu, I feel like I could talk to you forever on camera. I might even have to put you on a podcast. You're so enjoyable to talk to. I can feel your passion. I know the energy can be felt through the camera as well. And just let me say, if it's okay with you, you are also charismatic and creative, just like your father. So please keep up the good work. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom with me today.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much.